Hey guys, how y'all doing? This is Libby. Come on into my Kentucky kitchen. Howdy. How are we today? Well, it has started a new year, and so we are going to have us some breakfast. I'm going to start with getting my biscuits going, okay? So I have my flour here, and I've already sifted it. So I'm going to make my little whale or bird's nest or whatever it is you want to call it. The little hole of pressed down flour, basically. I've already got my oven preheated at 450 degrees. I don't need a whole lot, so I'm going to start with, say, just a medium-sized egg. Oh, and I forgot my buttermilk. And you know, you think you're prepared when you get on here. Oh, I've got everything ready to go. And as soon as you get on here, one of the very first things you need every time, you don't have. So, we start again. And I have dropsies today. Y'all ever have those days? Seems like I drop everything. And I just use Crisco solid. Just regular old shortening. Now I'm going to pour in, I don't know, maybe just over a cup and a half. And you start squishing up your shortening. And you know, when you're making like any kind of bread dough or anything, they say that when you mix it in with the flour, you want it pea size. Well, you know, that's kind of the size you want it when you do your biscuits as well. So then once you get that broke up a little bit, you start pulling in flour from the sides and giving it a little mix. And then pulling in flour from the sides and giving it a little mix. We've been over biscuit making before. So today we're going to do biscuits. We're going to do some German sausages. My husband loves German sausages. And so does Susie. And then I roasted some potatoes yesterday. So we're going to have some roasted potatoes. I'm just going to heat them back up in an iron skillet. Maybe some eggs. So I'll show you guys all that. But we're going to start with our buttermilk biscuits. Like I said, I already got my oven preheated at 450. And I've already got my cast iron greased with that same Crisco. And then once you get it to where you can almost fold it in here, then you're about ready to pull it out. Okay? And I'm almost there. You ever have those days where your hands don't want to seem to work? That starts happening when you get old like me. But anyway, so I'm going to put a little flour on the hand here and clean it off a little bit. And then we're going to flour our surface. And bring out our dough. Just like that. And if there's any left behind, you just grab it. Alright, and then we're going to put a little flour on here. Not a whole lot, because you don't want to, you know, make your biscuits tough after you just work to get them nice and soft. So we're going to fold this over, say 4 or 5 times, something like that. You got to make sure you have enough flour on the bottom that it doesn't stick. And if you see it sticking, then you just add a little more flour. Simple as that. Biscuits are simple. I just want to make sure I got enough flour on the bottom of there. Well, I don't think you guys can even see what I'm doing, can you? Let me see if I can scoot y'all and yuns back just a bit. don't want to scoot you too far back. You'll fall off. Let's see. Let me scoot it. Oh, there we go. I think you can see that a little better now. Okay. So now you fold that over 4, 5, 6 times, something like that. And then you just kind of pat it out. And that, what you're doing there is you're putting layers in it. Okay, so then I want it about a ½ inch, something like that. And you get your biscuit cutter. Mine's just a can. Cut the top off of it. When I had some, I don't know, vegetables or something, and then you poke a hole in the bottom. And that way it won't stick. So I got this little iron skillet. It's like one my mom and my grandmother used to use. But when I got it, it was all rusted and it looks terrible. So last night I got in here and I scrubbed it up good and cleaned it up. Here it is right here. Alright, so I just scrubbed it and got all that rust out of it. And so this morning, I want to cook in it because I want to make sure the best way to get your iron skillet in good shape is to cook in it, to use it. So I want to get this one used up good and seasoned good so that I can make my hot water cornbread in it. So what I'm going to do, pull it back here where you can see, is I'm going to take a little bit of this biscuit dough and I'm going to do it like this and I'm going to put it down in there. Just like that. It's the best thing you can do. And I greased it with that same Crisco. Best thing you can do for cast iron is to use it. And it takes an extra minute this morning to do that. But like I said, I want to try to get it. And I'm using all these little scrap pieces. I'm putting them in there. And then I'll put... I greased it with that same Crisco. And there we go. Now, I'm going to stick this in the oven real quick. Let me wash my hands first. All right, now, I'm going to turn my little skillets on here so we can get them going. Stick these in the oven. Like I said, I cooked them at 450 degrees. You can cook them on 500 if you're in a hurry for them. It don't matter. So, how about you guys come on over here with me? And let's, oh, that was a close-up. Sorry about that. Let's get over here and get to cooking this stuff. So, over here I got my potatoes, and they just kind of need to heat up, right? And I'm going to put a little bit of this. This is my bacon grease thing. I'm going to put just a tiny bit in each one. And for these potatoes, I'm going to put some butter in there with them. I just, you know, butter will taste good. But we don't want that too high because that butter will burn. So we want to let that heat up a little bit. And as far as these sausages go, the reason I put grease in there first is because I don't want my sausages to stick. So, and here they are. It's a Deutsch Kuch bread. I don't know how you say that. I don't speak German. But I get these at Aldi's. They have a thing every year in October, the Oktoberfest. And you can get the good German sausages. I don't know, you know, if you guys out there know that my husband, Ricky, he was in Germany for several years when he was in the army. And he fell in love with those sausages. And they have several different kinds. And we don't want to cook these too fast, but they do have to be cooked, you know, all the way through. So now, these potatoes are some potatoes that I picked yesterday, just roasted in the oven. You can see them. So they're kind of crunchy already. You just put them in your pan and roast them till they get almost done. And then you get it out and you squish them, flip them. Roasted potatoes or roasted any vegetables are super easy. So instead of fixing fried potatoes this morning, we're going to have leftover roasted potatoes. So those just need to kind of warm through, you know, heat up. And when you're frying meats like this, you want them, if they're sticking to your thing, then you haven't let them brown enough yet. You need to let them brown a little bit, and then they release right up. Especially if you have a good season on your skillet. If you don't have a real good season on it yet, they might stick a little bit. But most of my iron is seasoned pretty good because I use it. Like I said, the best way to get a good season on your iron, just to use it. Just to use it and take care of it. And I think I may put a cover on that because it will help it heat a little bit faster. And if you don't have a cover, handy, you just grab some foil and stick it right on there. Just like that. And I only have that on about medium heat. And these, I have them on about 6, just a little bit above medium. And you kind of want to get a little bit of, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see? Just a little bit of brown all the way around. And then now once these get good and brown all the way around, I will put a little bit of water in here and take my lid and bring it over here. And either that or over here, either one. And let them steam for just a couple of minutes, but I want to get this good browning on them beforehand. And they're pretty filling, and you know, like there's 3 of us, so you know, I probably could have fixed 2 packages, but I figure if anybody wants anything more as far as meat-wise goes, then I'll heat up some of that corned beef from yesterday. Susie absolutely loved the corned beef. She ate probably more of the corned beef than she did of, well, I know she did. She ate more of the corned beef than she did of anything else. So, and you know, corned beef, good for you. So, I'm good with that. But you just kind of slowly rotate these sausages a little bit. That way you get browning on all sides of it. So, I don't know if, let me see if I can bring you guys over here so you can kind of try to see what I'm doing here. See if I can bring you over here so you can see this a little better. Okay, so when I'm flipping it, what I'm doing is just kind of rotating. See how that spot doesn't have anything on it yet? So I'm going to turn him back. That spot doesn't have any yet. And he wants to roll. So that spot right there doesn't have any. Kind of hard to see what you're doing here. And make sure you guys are seeing as well. So that spot doesn't have any. And if he doesn't want to stay there, then we'll move him over. There we go. You see what I'm doing? Now let's come over and look at our potatoes. So we're just going to kind of flip those around. Like I said, we're just trying to heat these up. So we want to move that guy who's a little thicker. We'll move him to the middle. And once we get them heated, what I'll do is I'll move them back here to the back burner over here where my oven exhaust is. And they'll stay warm while I'm, you know, fixing my eggs or whatever. Because I'll probably fix some eggs as well. So, you kind of want to keep an eye on your biscuits. I don't set a timer. I don't know how long they take. I think one time I timed it, depending on what temperature you have it at. It takes anywhere between 12 to 18 minutes to cook the biscuits. You want to cook them fast because if you cook them slow, then they'll get tough. So you want to, you want to cook them pretty fast. And these are getting pretty, they're looking pretty good. See that? That one needs to come to the middle because he's not getting as brown as fast. But what you're looking for is something kind of like this. All the way around as close as what you can get it, you know. And these are looking good. They don't take too long to cook. Some of them that you get are pre-seasoned, pre-smoked, that kind of thing. And you know, I may even take out, let me show you what I got. I don't know if you guys have ever tried these. They are cheddar brats. And this is the Parkview brand. You can get these at the dollar store, I think. So I may cook some of these along because we love these things. They are so good on the grill. If you're going to do cabbage or if you're going to do, you know, pork and beans, they're really, really good in pork and beans. I'm not real big on those cans of pork and beans. I just would kind of rather make my own, you know. I use them sometimes, but most of the time I kind of make my own. So, alright, let's check out our potatoes. Oh, they're looking good, looking good. And I believe they are about done. Like I said, they just only needed to heat up. And these are about done as well. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these back here on this burner just to keep them warm. I'm going to move these over here. And I'm going to put a little water in. Just like that. We want to let it escape a little bit, but we just kind of want to steam those a little bit. And then I'm going to bring this over here and I'm going to cook us an egg. See, I do have other skillets other than my cast iron. Let's see. Let's use just a tiny bit of this. And then a little butter. There we go. And we just need to wait for that to heat up a little bit. And in the meantime, I think what I will do is take these potatoes up so they don't get greasy while it's heating up, because we do not want greasy potatoes. And what I will do is I take another towel and I'll put over top of them and kind of just pat that extra grease out of them, you know. I could have just fixed my eggs in that skillet, couldn't I? Since it was already dirty. But now I got another one dirty, don't I? So I just get some paper towels and I just kind of lay over there like that. And get a little bit of that grease out of them. Alright, let's see if this one is ready. Sometimes I just scramble eggs. Sometimes Susie likes hers over medium. So sometimes I do that for her. Just depends on what I want. What we want. And just a little salt and pepper. I kind of want to keep y'all on here so y'all can see the biscuits when they come out. That little one will come out sooner. Well, that's not even opened yet. That's still a brand new thing. I'll just use this one. I already did put salt. Oh, Lord, I don't have it together. I already put pepper on there, didn't I? I'm supposed to be looking for salt. And this is pink Himalayan. I got all kinds of salt over here. I got regular iodized salt. I got kosher salt. Now, the kosher salt, when you use it, it doesn't give it as much of a salty flavor as it does bring out the flavor of the other spices and the actual food that you're putting it on. And it's a lot. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but if you can see on my finger, see it's not fine grind, it's much more coarse. So, you know, I think it all depends on what it is you like and what it is that you want. And I gotta get it back here. And I do have some of these rubber things too. I don't really like using them too often much, to tell you the truth. I'd rather have my wooden utensils or my metal ones. And that's why I don't like cooking in these non-stick things. Just seems to me when this stuff gets so hot that it will, I don't know, melt or whatever. So these are looking amazing. Now I'm gonna leave that lid off and I'm gonna let that finish cooking up. Put some of that water. Oh, I busted Susie's yellow. Daggone. And we're gonna use paper plates. Oh, I got pepper up my nose. Oh. Alright, this first one, I think, this little one, I believe, is about done. So let's bring her out here and I'm going to show you guys what she looks like. The big ones aren't quite done yet. Let me see if I can get it out of here without burning myself. Alright. We're going to have corn-shaped biscuits this morning. Can y'all see that? You know, sometimes I like my biscuits darker. Depends on what I'm, you know, if I'm just going to eat them plain up, then, you know, I don't like them as dark. So, and I may even make us a little gravy to go on them. Well, now that y'all got to see the biscuits, I'm going to get off here. Oh, you know who that is? I'm going to get off here and finish up our breakfast. So, I wish you guys a blessed day. Hope y'all can find yourself some German sausages.
Save them for me.
Ricky loves the German sausages. He loves those things. So, I hope y'all have a blessed day on this Saturday afternoon. And we're going to get off here and we're going to go eat. Love y'all. Thanks, guys.